Ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this. Of course you know this. So there's a YouTuber named His Story, and he's been going around racking up more subscribers in a month than I could gain by the time I'm a senior citizen. So today we're going to be reacting to some of his videos. Here we go. So basically what happened was I literally just hopped on his account, and apparently he's live right now doing a His Stories marathon. I don't know how he's doing this for 11 hours, but we'll see.
Went everywhere. My car was destroyed, but when I could finally see again, I saw the girl from the other car climb out of the wreck. She looked perfectly fine, and I forced the words out, "Please, please get help." But she just put her hands over her mouth and ran away. I could barely stay conscious, but I felt someone grab me. A cop dragged me out. "You crashed into her? Are you serious? Do you know what you just did?" I was barely breathing, covered in blood, glass stuck in my arms, and this cop didn't even care my neck was broken. More sirens came and ambulances showed up, but he just kept screaming. They put a syringe into my arm, and everything went black. But when I woke up in a hospital bed, I couldn't move my arm. I looked over at it and saw I was literally handcuffed to the hospital bed. "Nurse, why am I handcuffed?" But she said, "Sorry, I can't discuss with a criminal." What? Criminal? But as she turned and walked out, the same cop burst through. "Rise and shine, Mr. DUI. How many drugs were you on?" "None. I didn't take anything." Then more cops started coming into the room. "I don't care that your neck is broken. You deserve it." They were all staring at me. Then I saw someone else. It was the girl. She saw me laying in that hospital bed, handcuff around my wrist, and she gasped, holding back tears. They turned and saw her, and the cop panicked. "Gracie, what are you doing here?" She was crying. "Please, Uncle Mark. I feel so bad for him. I have to tell them what really happened." All of the cops looked confused. He was trying to push her out. "No, Uncle Mark. I have to tell them the truth. Get out of here. He's already guilty." But just as he pushed her out of the room, one of the taller cops walked up to him. "Wait, you never told us your niece was in the other car." He started to look nervous. "Well, no, but that doesn't matter. He was still on drugs, right?" He stepped forward. "I don't know. Was he? Did anyone actually confirm that?" Turns out she was texting and driving, ran straight into me, and her uncle blamed me for the whole thing. And even though the pain was excruciating, I still raised my middle finger as they took him out. My brother kept stealing my bike, so I let him take it one last time. On my brother's birthday weekend, he snuck out of the house and cycled to meet up with the cigarette smokers of our school. He didn't even smoke. He just stood in the middle so he could smell like them. Then he rode my bike home and left it on its side. The next morning, the handlebars were wobbly. He saw me and laughed. "Why did you do this again?" "I just fixed this. I had no option. Dad grounded me from driving my car. Plus, everyone said it made me look cool, so it was worth it." That afternoon, I spent all my birthday money on a thick bike lock. But the next morning, I woke up to the pieces of the lock on my pillow with a note. "Nice try, loser." I smiled because enough was enough. I waited until Friday night to sneak out to the front garden with a wrench. I loosened the handlebars just enough to come off when he least expected it, and I left the bike perfectly angled, perfectly exposed and polished. The next night he snuck out to go to a party, and his crush was waiting in the driveway. He smirked. "Check me out, check me out." A minute later, he was speeding down the road with one hand on the handlebar. But as he went to make a sharp turn, the handlebars popped right off in his hands. He looked straight at her as his entire body hit the ground. I laughed as he limped through the front door smelling like gravel instead of cigarettes. Was it worth it? He shook his head. Dad grounded him for 6 months. My mom's hospice called. "Your mom is declining fast and has maybe 30 minutes left to live. Get here soon." I laced up my shoes, mentally preparing myself to run for 20 minutes because I couldn't afford a cab. But Miss Vexler stepped in front of the door. "Phones down during state exams or automatic fail. My mom is dying right now. I need to leave." She snatched my phone and locked it in her desk drawer. "Your mom's been dying of cancer for months. Convenient timing for test day. 28 minutes left." My best friend shot up. "Just let him go, please. His mom is the kindest woman I've ever met." Miss Vexler planted herself in front of the door like a human barricade. "Anyone who helps him leave gets reported for academic dishonesty." Through the desk holes, I could see my phone lighting up with texts. "Please hurry, not much time left. 24 minutes left." That's when the principal's voice crackled over the intercom. "Please send Archie Smith to the office for emergency family pickup." I was about to leave, but Miss Vexler walked to the intercom and pressed the button. "Hospice said they made a mistake. The student is now taking a state exam." She turned back to me. "Just because you tricked the principal doesn't mean you tricked me." She yanked the cord out of the wall. I started hyperventilating and knew I was having a panic attack. 20 minutes left. left. Suddenly, the foster kid who never speaks stood up. His mom's the only adult who remembered my birthday. Her cake was the first birthday cake I ever had. Please let him say goodbye to her. Sit down or you're expelled. You know what I think? She smiled. I bet she's not even sick. Her fingers flew across the keypad by the door. Probably just wants attention like you always do. Beep. Doors locked. Emergency shelter mode activated. 16 minutes left. Maya, the special needs student, was crying now. When everyone laughed at my stutter, his mom taught me breathing exercises every day for free. Well, don't blame me. Maybe if Archie spent less time visiting her and more time studying, he wouldn't need to fake emergencies. 12 minutes left. I was on my knees now, gasping. Please, she's dying. Miss Vexler turned on me with pure venom. Well, this is the same mother who got me written up last month. If your mom really is dying, then consider it karma. You're welcome. That's when Ashley, perfect straight A Ashley, who'd never gotten a detention in her life, climbed on her desk. I have something to confess. Miss Vexler whipped around. Ashley, what are you? I cheated on every test. I stole the answer keys. I hacked your computer. What? Check your computer. It's all there. I realized Ashley was distracting Miss Vexler so I could escape the classroom and see my mom. So I quickly grabbed a chair, turned toward the window, and swung as hard as I could. 6 minutes left. I ran like I'd never run before and sprinted to room 119. When I crashed through the door, completely out of breath with blood dripping from my hands, her eyes fluttered open. Mom, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. She squeezed my hand, gathering every bit of strength she had left. I love. Her mouth formed the shape of U, but no sound came. Her hand went slack in mine. The entire class burst through the door 5 minutes later. They'd all run after me, and the room was silent. Miss Vexler had stolen my mother's last words. When we returned to the classroom the next day, the school refused to acknowledge what had happened. But a few years later, when she died in the same hospice, no one in the town visited her, and she died alone. My wife gave me divorce papers and said, accept my side piece or we're done. I signed immediately. My wife Crystal texted me, grabbing lunch with Naomi, but Naomi was right next to me, helping me pick out a birthday gift for her. I showed her the text. What the hell? She told me she was staying home to clean the house, nothing about going out. So she lied to me about being with Naomi, and she lied to Naomi about staying home. Whatever my wife was doing right now was something she didn't want even her best friend to know about, and that meant it had to be bad. Crystal walked in frantically at 10 p.m., saying traffic was bad, and she was going straight to bed, but I already knew she was a liar, so I checked her car for the truth. Glove box, just registration. Backseat, nothing. Center console had a watch, another man's watch. I sat there holding it, trying to think of a single good reason it was there, but I landed in the same place every time. Asking her meant giving up the only proof I had, so I put it back. The next morning, Crystal came downstairs in a hoodie, and her hair placed strategically. When she turned to grab a mug, I realized it was to hide the hickey on her neck. I brushed her hair to the side and she lightly flinched. What happened here? Oh, that? I think I tweaked something at the gym. Be more careful. I will, babe. She kissed me while I stood there gripping the edge of the counter. 4 days later, I came home early from work and parked a few houses down. I walked to the house and saw the back door open. Then a half-naked man ran across my backyard, crossed the street, and got into a dark car. In our bedroom, Crystal was in workout clothes, doing squats with her hair all over the place, her face flushed and her breathing heavy. Hey babe, I started this new HIIT thing, and it is no joke. Even the bed was a mess. When she was in the shower, I went through her phone and saw texts from a Hudson. One stood out. My wife is getting suspicious. I told her I've been picking up extra shifts, but I don't think she believes me anymore. I found his wife's Facebook and sent her everything. She replied, thank you. I needed to know. I hired a divorce attorney the next day. Then weeks later, Crystal sat across from me and placed a folder between us. We need to talk. Divorce papers were inside. I've been seeing someone. His name is Hudson, and he makes me happy in ways you don't. I want to keep seeing him. You can either accept that, or we can end this marriage. Your choice. I signed every single page without reading a word. She was shocked. You're not even going to fight for this? No. I've known about Hudson for weeks. Good. Then you know I checked out of this marriage a long time ago. Hudson makes me feel wanted. That's why I hired a divorce attorney. She stood up yelling, you've been planning this behind my back? I scoffed. You've been sleeping with someone in our bed behind mine. Her hands trembled. I'll get my own lawyer. Sure, but you should know that Hudson's wife knows everything. She froze. You're not leaving this marriage for him, Crystal. You're just leaving it. The divorce was finalized months later, and she didn't end up with Hudson. My sister was late to pick me up, but when I called her, she yelled, I'm on the way, I swear. But I could hear the party music in the background. It was pouring rain, and when she finally pulled up, I had a bad feeling. It smelled funny in her car, but when I asked if she was okay, she got mad. Yes, don't start with me. I was really nervous, but just kept saying to myself that it was only 5 minutes. She sped out of the parking lot, almost hitting a tree. I gripped the door handle. Please, slow down, but she just laughed. laughed. You're such a baby. She stepped on the gas, singing
Does this
along
dude
to
live in
Miley
Europe? 'Cause,
Cyrus.
like-
Please, watch the road, I said. We were almost
He lives on
home,
the right.
but she just yelled, shut up. I need to
steering
get you
wheel's on
home
the
so I can get back to Bronwyn's house. She sped up even more. I saw the light in front of us turn yellow, but she didn't slow down. It turned red. Hey, it's red. But the music was too loud. She didn't hear me. She finally looked. As we blew right through the red light, I saw the pickup truck. Everything went in slow motion. I heard her scream at the last second. Its headlights came straight towards us and slammed into my door. Glass went everywhere, and the car flipped 3 times.
Ooh.
I opened my eyes and looked around. Something
I
in
don't
my
wanna
leg
cuss,
felt
'cause
wrong. I saw red and blue lights, and someone screamed, "Can you hear me? Hey!" They tried to pull me out. "Don't worry, buddy. We almost got you." Everything went black. I opened my eyes and heard my mom crying.
times
And when
is
I
this
tried
guy
to
gonna be
sit
in the
up,
hospital?
she stopped me. My
Somebody
whole
knows.
family was watching me. My sister was in the corner saying, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me." My parents kept telling me she didn't mean it, that it was an accident. Mean what? What happened? But when I tried to stand up, nothing moved. I looked down, and the blanket was flat. And that's when I realized my leg was just empty space. I looked at my family and realized why they were so horrified. My friend walked into school wearing a full suit with a tie covered in tiny fried chicken drumsticks. Our principal stopped him in the hallway. "That tie is distracting. Sir, it's a suit. The chicken is for nutrition awareness." He couldn't say anything back to a kid in a suit, so the next day he banned all food imagery on clothing. That's when the rest of us got involved. I came in with a white shirt and a QR code on the front. Told him it was my digital portfolio. By lunch, half the school had scanned it, and the hallways were full of kids whispering fried chicken in British, Australian, and Southern accents, because the QR code was a 10-hour loop of people saying fried chicken in different accents. He banned QR codes on clothing. Next week, I wore a shirt covered in dots. He asked what it was. "Braille, sir. I'm promoting accessibility." He called in the school nurse to read it. She looked at it and said out loud, "I want some fried chicken right now." The whole office lost it. He banned Braille on clothing. I came back Monday with a landscape
Yo, bro,
painting on
even
my
he was
shirt.
laughing.
He stared at it and scratched his head. "The clouds look like chicken." I shrugged. "Sir, that sounds like a personal problem." He stood there for 5 minutes trying to find a rule against chicken-shaped clouds. That afternoon, his voice came over the intercom. "The dress code is done, but if I see one more piece of fried chicken imagery in any form, you are all getting suspended." The whole thing died down for a while, until a few weeks later, the principal walked into the cafeteria on Fried Chicken and Watermelon Day. He looked around at the plates, his eyes rolled back, and he fainted. They rushed him out on a stretcher. I pulled the lever and hit the jackpot, winning $300,000.
Wait, I gotta
But
go.
when I went to
See y'all.
collect, there was a problem.